You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. How are you? Happy Friday. That's 7 happy Fridays. We determined about 20 years ago when we first started this broadcast that on a Friday, if I say 7 happies, we can take one of those happies and put it on every single day of the week. And now you have a happy week. Thank you for the request to bring back the Happy Friday. I kind of like it. Kind of felt old school. I think I'll do it again, but not till next Friday. So today, have you ever had a problem? Have you ever tried to figure something out, something on your mind, you can't figure it out, you're stuck? Probably not, right? Because it never happens to you. Yeah, it does. We'll talk about that. Tell some stories and give you an idea how to look at it and get you to relax a little bit, okay? It is a Daily Boost. It's me, Scott. Good to have you. Appreciate you being here today. Somebody said, Scott, you still have that Perfect Week Planner available. I do. Hit me up on Instagram at FaceYourPassion. DM me the word planner. I'll send it to you. Or perfectweekplanner.com. That's the other place. You can get it as well. What a day. I'm a little verbal today. I'm going to try to keep it short today. I just came off 4 hours of coaching calls, nonstop back to back. I don't do 4 a day. No, I batch my calls basically. What a morning. I'm so lucky getting to do what I love with people I want to do it with, and they give me money too. How good a life is that, right? It's awesome stuff. It's not about the money. No, it's not. It's not at all. I'm not going to lie. It's about the money. It helps. It does. It pays the bills, right? A lot of people say, it's not about the money. I don't do it for the money. Yeah, wait until you're broke. You do it for the money. Let's be honest with each other, okay? Before I get into today's program, I just want to say something. First time ever, I had a coaching call today, and the couple that I was working with, they're partners in business, was in Israel, traveling on a vacation. That might be the first one I've done from Israel. I've done most other countries. But they were laying in bed in their hotel room. And I kind of didn't know what to do about it. I'm not sure if they had their pajamas on, but maybe. But they were in bed. What happened? See, the room didn't have like a good sofa or anything, so they just laid in bed, put their heads on the pillow, and held the phone up. And you've probably done that talking to your grandma or something, right? But they did it with me. I said, take a picture and send that to me. It's awesome. But that got me thinking, because I had the same conversation with them that I had with a gentleman just before that. See, if you haven't figured this out yet, that the thing that's happening to you right now, the thing you can't figure out, it's not just you. It's everybody on the planet. Every single person feels like you. You're not alone. And I had, I think, 3 calls, essentially the same conversation with the words in a different order. The other one was way out in left field, but I won't talk about that one. So you can't figure something out. You want something, it may be a goal or not, who knows? You just want something, right? I can't figure out how to get that. I want to go from here to there. I want to buy this. I want to say that. You just can't figure out how to do it and you're stuck. You're in neutral. You're spinning your wheels. Let's use all the personal growth words, right? All that stuff. You can't figure it out. And maybe, and I see this a lot, by the way, you can't verbalize it. You can't say it. Sometimes you can see it, but you can't say what it is. Isn't that weird? That's how your brain works sometimes. That's why sometimes if people can't say what the word is, I'll say, what color is it? What's it sound like? I'll shift the modality a little bit and they can express with that communication pathway. They can tell me what it is. I go, oh, I know what that is. Just dipped into a little NLP there, didn't I? Just a little. You're looking for help and nobody gets you and can't help you. Why can't somebody help me figure this out? Do they not know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. Why can't somebody just fix it? Nobody has ever said that before in your life, have they? Oh, no. I bet you haven't said that. I've said it all the time. I said it last night. I gave somebody a whole lot of money. Showed up last night for a coaching call. I said, all right, I gave you a bunch of money. She goes, well, we normally don't fix that problem. I said, well, you took my money, so game on. Okay, let's fix it. It seems every time you're trying to figure something out, something big, it kind of devolves, if you will. Not sure if devolves is a word. It sounded like a word. I wrote it down. The computer didn't say it wasn't a word, so I'm using it. It devolves. See here, okay, what do I mean by that? You ever have a big problem and you ask somebody what help or something, or maybe I ask you, so let's put it in this perspective. I say, hey, what's your problem? Well, this is what I really want to do, but the vacuum cleaner is broken and the car wash was closed today. And I'm so frustrated by all that stuff. I said, well, that has nothing to do with the big problem. It's all the little stuff. It's like if you get me on a coaching call, I will not talk about productivity or time management. Not going to do it. You know why? Because the very minute I do, that's all you want to talk about. Collecting tips and tricks to figure out how to get more out of your day when that's not the problem. Yeah, it's true. Let me say that slowly. No, you got it. You can rewind it if you want to. And God bless you guys listening at 1.5 or 2 on your device. You guys are just absolute professionals because it's me talking here. So here's the thing. There is something on top of whatever's going on that is urgent for you. So if your business, maybe that's a revenue goal. That makes sense? So this is the thing. You just got to do something big and you're trying to figure out how to do it. If it's your personal life, it could be anything big. I got to figure out how to get the kid to choose a college. I don't know what it is. It's something big and it's weighing you down. But the problem is, as I kind of joked a little bit ago, way down below are all these little itty bitty tactical problems you're having. And you keep going back to those because just like productivity or time management, those are things you can tick off your list. They're easy to fix. They're little symptoms. If you solve that, you think it's going to be good, but the truth is you haven't fixed the main problem. Don't worry about it. It's very natural. It's like gossip. Gossip happens naturally. That's why you have to be careful. Lying happens really naturally. You got to be aware of it. It just kind of comes out of your mouth. So we go to that stuff because it's easy. Remember, you are human, which means your mind wants to save energy. It doesn't want to work on fixing the problem. It just wants to spew out whatever's there. And I don't know, you agree with me? We live in a society now where there's way too much spewing going on. Oh, maybe we'll fix that today, huh? I do that by doing what I call putting a point on it. What is that? Well, most people who have a big goal can't seem to pinpoint the actual problem that is getting in the way. And I've alluded to what that may be. But put this in your little notebook. There's really only one problem. In journalism, we would call it burying the lead. We'd take the real problem, put it down underneath all the stuff that's not really that important, but you're just going to get it done anyway.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bull spend. And marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
I call it, in my case, like it's like a what was I thinking goal. I want to do this, but I was doing that instead. What was I thinking? In any one problem you have, there's kind of two things. To clearly describe the goal, the thing that you're going after. If you can't clearly say what that is, you're never going to get it. Number two, clearly describe the real problem getting in the way. Now, let me give you a little story. I just told this one today, and there were a number that I did, but this one worked pretty well. I know that because when I mentioned one word, everybody drifted off and I had to pull them back in. So say a client company that you have wants to grow, and their goal is to do $1 billion in revenue, and they've decided to do it in 5 years. Trying to figure that is a worthy goal. Who knows? Listen, I can tell you, if you're going to go from $500,000 to $1 billion in 5 years' time, you got some work to do. That's a whole different level. It's all kinds of stuff going on there. It's a big, big, big thing, right? You're trying to figure it out. But the real problem gets even worse. You really need to do it in 3 years to stay competitive. And if you admit to 3 years, it's probably 1 year. Is it possible? I don't know. We'll see. And so what ends up happening? How does this happen? So one thing we say in coaching and business coaching all the time is we need to use the language of the people that we're actually working with. We need to get into their shoes. We need to figure out what's really going on, because otherwise we will use jargon. We will use our languaging to kind of talk to them. That's why sometimes I use really basic languaging. I don't want to use words that sound like me and don't sound like you. I pay attention to that, and sometimes that makes me sound stupid. So based on that, what we can deduce that it's not me that's stupid. Oh man, that was a low blow. When I sound really smart, it's you too. See how that works? It's awesome. Where was I? So got a company wants to go to $1 billion, 5 years. But the real problem is they need to get there in about 3 years, but they know down in their heart they better do it in a year, but they don't know how the heck to do that. So they're in the C-suite afterwards, and everybody's gone home, and they've broken out the bottles of whiskey, and they're drinking the whiskey. Now, this is, by the way, where I lost all the people I was talking about this morning, because all they could think about was the whiskey. What brand was that? How many shots was it? The whole thing. I'm a make you a smart guy if I'm doing whiskey, but I'm not drinking anymore, so I don't even do that. So they're drinking, and about the first drink, it's all good, as is all drinking. And by the second drink, the ideas are starting to flow. And by the third drink, you know you got a problem, because now you can't figure out your problem. Who's going to help us fix this? How are we going to get there? So everybody around you is trying to fix the 1,000 symptoms that are buzzing along below you. And the owner's just saying, somebody fix it. Somebody get rid of this block. Somebody fix it for me. Somebody do it quickly. Okay, boss, how fast? Before I run out of whiskey, or before I get home too late, my wife divorces me. What's the real problem here? What's the real problem? The real problem isn't doing it in 5 years. The real problem isn't doing it in 3 years or even 1 year. The real problem is not that somebody is not helping you. It's not that you're distracted with all these other 1,000 things that are going on. The real problem is, well, you know what it is. You're going to run out of whiskey and you're going to get divorced before you figure it out. And nobody wants to do that. So if you want real motivation, go to that thing that, while it seems really silly, simple, like, come on, Scott, man, get serious about it. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. If you've ever been in that situation and you got up and drove out to get another bottle of whiskey, you know I'm serious. Sometimes it's those little things that get in the way. Put a point on what the thing is you're going for, and then clearly describe what's in your way. And I got to tell you this, if you're sitting about talking about it over whiskey and cigars and all that kind of stuff, and that's all you're doing, not a bad thing, but is it going to solve the problem? Maybe not. This is kind of high concept stuff. And I knew it going into this show today that I was going to be high concept is pretty much just staying way, way up on top. Something you kind of understand, but maybe it's not resonating down deep for you. I know where I am with this. So think about it for a second. Is there a big problem you have? And are you clearly looking at, you got something you want, but there's something in the way? Are you really looking at the real thing that's in the way? I'll tell you 9 times out of 10, it's money. And if it's not money, it's relationships. And if it's not that, it's your health. It's one of those 3 things. And it's not always in that order, but it's one of those 3 things. And in the worst cases, it's every single damn one of them. All right, just saying. All right, I think I should leave because I'm a little pumped up and we're already 12 minutes in. But I love that you're here today, because without you, what would my voice do? Got the problem, right? See you tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'll see you on Monday.